Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting and to the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans as well, as we are coming to tonight for fabulous Season 25, Round 7 out at Thruxton here this evening. It's the split team action as we come your way for sprint round action as well for the first time. A little over a year. Last time we were sprint racing, it was at Belle Isle back in 2024. And this time we get to go sprint racing in a slightly adjusted format here at Thruxton this evening. Hamish Munro here with you with Brett Fisher alongside as always. Brett, we're coming to Thruxton tonight. I was quite vocal about how I felt about this track and that I felt maybe we shouldn't have been racing here. But there is the other thought process of we could still get great racing. I'm still excited for tonight because I think no matter where we go, we're going to get something exciting, and I think all of the storylines throughout the first 6 chapters of this season that have led us up to this point have made it a very exciting prospect for tonight's event, the format, and the track combination involved with that too. 6 different winners from 6 races. We're going to see a 7th for the first time ever tonight.
Well, rolling it up, rolling the dice out. So let's see what we get tonight at Thruxton. Sounds like a really bad thing you might get after a hot, sweaty day. But we'll move on from that. But yeah, look, it's going to be exciting. A little bit different on the format tonight. Something a bit different. Something might mix the things up a little bit, and I'm sure we'll see plenty of action on track. Yeah, can't wait.
Well, it's going to be super exciting. Of course, what we have coming your way this evening. Right now, drivers are qualifying at this stage. That will qualify them for the qualifying race this evening. So how qualifying works is drivers are setting qualifying times. The top 10 from the qualifying results will then actually get inverted for our grid for the qualifying race this evening. It'll be 14 laps. There will be no points on offer for the qualifying race, but it will be a race to pole position. We'll then head into the feature race this evening, which will be 24 laps, where the points will be on offer, and whoever finishes P1 in the qualifying race will start P1 as a progressive grid for our racing here this evening for the feature race. So it's a progressive grid feature. Any of you who may know I say old, but you know, prior to the 2000s race formats of local racing in terms of progressive grids, similarly to how Vic State Series would run it, or other local sort of cup days would run it. That's kind of the thought process tonight and that's how it's working. So it's going to be a fun time no matter what. Let's have a quick look though at the current points. Alex Kiddis leads the way. He's still without a race win this season on 717 points ahead of Matt Scholes, who has been firing on all cylinders. Finally got his first win of the season last week out at Sandown, and it's kind of turned the tide a little bit, changed the waves in how the momentum is now flowing. The first half of this season it was really sitting with Kiddis. Super consistent, barely had any thoughts of finishing outside of the top 10. But last week's engine failure out at Sandown, could that be the tide turning in the way of another driver and away from Kiddis at this point of the championship? The opposite end of that was Scholes got his first race win of the season. And the man who has previously taken 4 race wins in a single season, well, there's still 4 attempts to go one better and go to 5. He could very well be the type of person to do that. Dave Arney snuck his way up into P3. Steve Grumley, Simon Haynes, equal points, 674 at the moment. Jim Caparonis on 671. They're all the drivers who are really in close contention to the championship leader. There's obviously other drivers out there as well, like Mulford, Damon Fisher, Mick Clifton, Paul Burns inside of the top 10. Even Crosby and O'Brien. They're within technically a mathematical chance still of being in striking distance, but it'll take a little bit more work for them to really chase down that gap at the front of the field and try and fight back for something in this championship this season.
And yeah, you're right. But anything can happen, you know, like Kiddis last week, as you said, had that engine issue and stuff like that. So it only takes unfortunate runs of bad luck and it could mix things up a lot. You know, which I don't wish upon anybody, but yeah, that'll mix it up the top end of the field, you know, so we'll see what happens after tonight and we'll see how the chips are falling for them.
It will indeed. There could be opportunity for some good gains here this evening, depending on how that momentum swing is going and which drivers it is favouring all throughout the evening as well. Those points too, they have got 2 rolling drop rounds appointed to them at the moment. But those, after this week, will automatically be applied to the points on SimRace Hub, so it'll actually make our job a little bit easier in terms of properly determining where drivers do sit. Those are unofficial points at this stage. As we have a quick look in, though, at this circuit up in Thruxton, is one of the freshest UK circuits to come into the iRacing service as well. It's a former Air Force base. It's basically, as we'll see the track map in a moment, it's basically an oval with a couple of chicanes thrown in for good measure. It's a fast-paced track, a lot of medium-speed corners, a couple of hard braking zone too, but it is in the dead centre of farm country in the westernly side, or the southwest of England. 3.7 Ks, nearly 3.8 Ks, 2.3 miles in the old language, 12 turns. It was opened back in 1950. It's based out of Hampshire in the UK, as I said. It's all going to start on the main straight up towards Allard for turn 1. And the run around turn 2 and up to the hard braking zone of Campbell and Cobb for 3 and 4. This is an early spot, Brett, where incidents can occur, drivers can get intertwined and maybe a little bit overzealous under brakes, and a section where drivers have to take a little bit of caution early in the lap.
And what I found a lot of this track had is a lot of off-camber corners, so there's a lot of, you know, really careful throttle control as you come out of those turns, and you got to try and make sure the car's in the right spot. Yeah, otherwise you can come unglued, and one mistake throws you out for the following corners as well.
It does indeed. Track positioning is going to be absolutely key throughout this race tonight. There are a lot of similarities to other international circuits as well as other local circuits to the UK too. There's a lot of similarities to Donington and how some of these corners actually flow around this place too. If you can make it through Campbell and Cobb, you then head up towards Seagrave at turn 5, and then the run around the fast-paced turn 6 at Noble, and then the fast-paced Goodwood at turn 7 as well, up through Village towards Church at turn 8, through Brooklands at 9, and then to the braking zone of 10, 11 and 12 at Club for the final chicane. This is arguably the toughest part of the whole circuit, especially in the supercars, Brett. Very, very easy to get off tracks through this section, and a section of track where drivers are going to have to take some caution and could be an early spot for some incidents in the race, or at least a continuous spot for incidents in the race if drivers are not careful. One other point they're going to be careful of too is the pits. The pit entry is right on the exit of turn 12. Pit exit then is right on the exit of turn 1. But it's a very short pit lane, and drive-through penalties are not going to get handed out tonight. If you feel or if race control feel you've earned a drive-through, you're more than likely actually going to get a stop-hole penalty because of the fast-paced nature of the pit lane. It only takes about 10 to 15 seconds to traverse through it. So it's a fast-paced circuit. It's going to be a fast-paced sprint of racing here tonight as well. It's going to be a big test for these drivers throughout the evening.
Test for the drivers and test for the cars, and yeah, it's going to be a bit chaotic. I just have a feeling in my waters.
And what kind of waters are they, Brett?
Currently at the moment, Captain Morgan and Dry Ginger Ale.
Oh, the best of waters out there.
The only water in my drink is ice.
Trent Allen out there saying surprisingly a really fun little track. It's a great little track.
Yeah.
I am of the opinion, though, at least leading into this race, I am of the opinion, though, that it is a track that suits those slower paced cars, your TCRs, your GR86s, MX5s, Formula Fords, Formula 4s as well, SFLs, stuff like that. I think this track really, really suits. Whether it suits the supercar, I think that may be setup based. If it does or not, time will tell, though, how true to terms it is if it does suit it. But, you know, we're going to be in for a fun night no matter what.
Yeah, and there's a few corners where there's multiple different lines too. You know, so that really throws another thing into the mix too. So,
well, apparently it was never agreed upon actually by all admin that stop holds would be given. So, I thought that it was a thing, but apparently not. So, thanks for the update though. Tim, I'm sure that would have actually been quite confusing to us if anyone did get a drive-through tonight and be like, well, we said this. But Jim Caperonis, though, has managed to find himself in the lucky position of pole position here tonight. I think there's been a little bit of strategizing around qualifying to get the cars down into P10 to try and get the pole position for this race. So Caperonis starts pole ahead of Steve Grumley. Scott McKenzie, Ron Allen then start ahead of Damon Fisher and Michael Jones. Shane Randall, Paul Burns start ahead of Tim Mulford and Matt Scholes. So they were the 10 fastest drivers in the session. They've all been flipped around. So Scholes did put the car on pole, but of course he goes back to P10. By way of the inversion. Mark Houghton, Craig Friend then start for the top 12 with Andrew Hoffman, Matt Stoyles ahead of Bruce Tannick, Mick Clifton, Simon Haynes and Dave Arney for the top 18. Brett Fisher, Pete Baxter will start ahead of Scott West and Jeremy Bush, Rick Viger. And look who's back in P24, Alex Kiddis. And this is kind of the telltale sign, Brett, that the momentum swing seems to be in the favour of other drivers right now and not in Alex's favour. He's going to have an uphill battle tonight if he hopes to pull some quality points out of this race. His next worst round he'll get back is 139 points. So if drivers outscore him by possibly quite a fair margin tonight of that, you know, if Scholes wins, that's an extra 50 points nearly over the 139. He'll easily get in the lead of the championship over Kiddis. Todd Duggan, Peter Latham will then start ahead of Derek Lovegrove, Tony Chapman, Brett Horsell, Brett Taylor. So another all Brett row at the back of the field tonight. Matt Monday, Brett O'Brien, Darren Crosby, Chris Blanchard. And then our race controls tonight, Todd Martin, Travis Hazapoli, and Lucas Burt. Michael Quain will start at the back of the field for not setting a lap time in qualifying.
Yeah, the third Brett just moved himself up the peg a little bit there. So.
He did
Here
indeed.
we go, just about ready to go.
We are indeed. Lights are out for race 1 this evening, and we're sprinting away. Good start from Caperonis. There's pressure in this one to try. I lied earlier. It's 16 laps, not 14. I do apologise. We sprint our way ahead. No points on offer in this race, so there may be some thought processes of, well, let's consolidate, get a good start position for the next one. There's no points on offer. No point trying to push too hard in this one. There are point deductions available, of course. So you could get yourself a penalty and go negative on the points.
Right up the side of Jones there for a second. Tim Mulford having a bit of a poke in as well.
There's a couple of drivers trying to make early moves already here. And as fast-paced as it is, it's a tough ride for some drivers as Dave Arney's been forced off the road further back and into the middle of the field. So it's a tough race start for him, and it's already begun.
One of our championship contenders.
Yeah. One of the contenders that we've got to be, keeping a close eye on this season. Craig Friend possibly was involved. He was dropping a couple of spots before, but he settled himself back in again as Mick Clifton gets loose off of turn 7. So he has to resituate himself and get himself re-prepped again. Up towards the start-finish line for the first time. It's Jim Caperonis that leads the way. How's the rest of the field coming in? There's contact back there, including Pete Latham. Yep, and around goes Tony Chapman as well. There was contact there with Brent O'Brien. Oh, need to watch the rejoin, Tony.
Whee! That was close, Dave. And they did actually come together. Dave Arney and Pete Latham.
Yep. So a couple of cuddles happening.
Yep. Now, I did say earlier that there was a few corners that had multiple different lines, but there's a few corners that only have one line. So, you got to watch out. You don't get caught out with that either.
Yeah, drivers have got to be cautious of that all throughout. I've also seen too, Brett, Alex Kiddis has missed the race start. So he is now a lap down on the whole field. Oh, this here is nail in the coffin stuff. I mean, I know he's got a drop round available. But
so Dave Arney and Alex Kiddis, some of their top 5 contenders at the moment, they're in strife.
They really are.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at the whole race started if they can bring themselves back into contention. I think we'll see what happens.
The problem is for Alex though, he's in a 16-lap race. I don't see a world without a safety car that he gets a whole lap back. Shane Randall with the fastest lap of the race, 1:13.45. So he's found some pace here. Of course, qualified up in P4 as Brent O'Brien has now gone round. That's heavy damage on the Logitech entry.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a lot in practice too. The car just getting over those ripples and just too early in the throttle, back steps out and the car just gets way too excited.
Oh, Ron Allen with a slowdown. That's tough to traverse for some drivers through 2, 3 and 4. But they've settled back into their rhythm now as well. So
someone back there, I think it was someone
Mark
was just had an off track there, Horton.
Yeah, Houghton. And he's just letting Matt Stoyles go by. These guys are battling away, but it's heating up for everyone. But another struggler tonight, Simon Haynes, qualified P17. He's up 4 already. He's got a bit of work to do here, Brett, if he wants to try and find some good gains and get some good points on the board for himself, especially with Grumley up the front of the field and Matt Scholes having to work through it too. Yeah.
We'll see whether he's sort of going to capitalise on that great race he had last week too. We see Damon Fisher up in 4th spot as well. So let's see, he's qualified quite well there.
Damon with arguably one of the best drivers of the season last week out at Sandown. I mean, that was an incredible drive from Damon. And completely well-deserved driver of the day last week as well. Jim's doing well tonight, though, on the pole and running forward. But
well, obviously with the inverted grid, I mean, these guys, obviously Jim qualified in 10th, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And so Damon would have qualified in 6th to throw them up, but still in the top 10. So still showing that they've got some form. And Jim is no slouch. We know he can drive, and we not that long ago he had that win where he was just pulling away from everybody. He controlled the field completely. Is this what we're going to see in this race?
Well, it would reignite his championship just that little bit more once again. I mean, as we said, coming into tonight's race, we're 6 from 6 thus far for a second season in a row this season it's gone Steve Grumley, Trent Allen, Tim Mulford, Jim Caparonis, and then it was Bruce Tannick, Matt Scholes. Those are our 6 drivers who have won a race this season. So could we get a second or a 2-time winner here tonight for the first time in season 25? It'll be the first time 2 seasons in a row we've gone, if we do get a 2-time winner tonight, it'll be the first time 2 seasons in a row we've gone 6 from 6 in the first 6 rounds, and then I had a double-up winner in round 7. Just to give you a little stat on that one for you. It is becoming a little bit of a, if we do get a 2-time winner tonight, we can start looking at curse territory for the 7th round. And at the moment too, we've obviously got our other stats too that we run off too, Brett. The fact that round 3 winner has won every title in Split 2 for the Gen 3 era. Well, of course, Tim Mulford won in round 3. He needs a real heavy momentum swing in the last half of the season. If that was going to hold with him as Randall's run wide.
Randall did off there.
So Mulford comes past him. Michael Jones wants to go at him too towards turn 10, 11, and 12.
There's some tough little nuances on this track that if you step out of line, you really, it really throws you out. It throws you flow out. So you make yourself very vulnerable in certain sections. If you make little mistakes here and there.
Well,
so I see Bruce Tannick up 5 spots at the moment as well.
He's done well. He's up into P10. I've got an interesting stat for you too, Brett, as well. And this kind of gives you the idea of actually how consistent and good Shane's Split 2 seasons have been. This season, currently right now, he has yet to get a top 10 finish.
Yep.
This has been the longest run in his tenure in Split 2 that he's gone in a single season without getting a top 10 finish since his first season in Split 2.
Yeah, right.
Now, he's been out of Split 2 for 2 seasons when he went to Split 1. Every other season he's been in Split 2, and this is the longest he's gone without a top 10 in a single season.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. But I think that's contributed to how close the racing is.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was...
has there been a form of bad luck in there? I think so. I think Sandown, he had great pace, but obviously he was taken out by FPS issues. Belle Isle was probably his best chance of the whole season to get one, but it kind of got destroyed before it even started.
Yeah.
If he could pull this off tonight, it would be better late than never, but he would hate to walk away from Thruxton still without a top 10 finish this season. Because he has been a long-standing, for 3 seasons in a row, he has been the best of the rest. Season 24 and season 23, he was the 6th seeded driver in Split 2. It's ridiculous the sort of consistency that he's had. Now, does cricket season possibly have an issue or have a reasoning behind why he's giving up some points? Quite possibly, yes. So we'll see how he does in the early portion next year as well. Battlers, though, are still happening. I will say as well.
Yeah, Jim just falling.
Don't try and direct us, please. We're trying to build law in here, and if you would like to do that, you can go broadcast it yourself. Thank you. Mr. Caparonis, though, is battling away here with Steve Grumley at the front of the field and Scott McKenzie. Great effort from Scott tonight. He's really been improving this season, Brett. He's doing very, very well at the front of the field at the moment.
He certainly is, yeah. And we're talking about battles there, so like Scott down back in, or Scholes, just Tannick, Bruce Tannick.
Bit of contact with Hoffman as well.
This has gone a bit wild here.
It has indeed.
Haynes got around that nicely, just went to the grass, and he's got through there unscathed at this stage. So
now contact with Baxter as well. Oh, it is really heating up back here.
Wow.
Pete Baxter now having to pick up the pieces. Oh, and he's just gone round again. Oh, that is heartbreak for Pete. Absolute heartbreak for Pete. And now you're wanting to go at him here too as well, Brett.
A little dip here. Yep, having a little dip. Had a bit of pace there. I don't think I quite got this done though. Just hung up the outside. Not my normal line through there.
There's
so
Mr.
Weston
Fisher
behind us. Oh, I just got through on the outside there for a brief second.
Let's tuck it back
Weston's
again.
right there as well, so he's just sitting in the box seat waiting for something to happen.
He's waiting to pick up
So
the
he can
pieces
pick up
if he
some
possibly
crumbs.
can.
Yeah.
We are quickly
Yeah.
surging through this race, though. I mean, we're lap 9 of 16 at the moment. Drivers are battling here, they're everywhere. Paul Burns is down 1 at the moment. Randall's down 1. Allen's down 3. They're battling up hard for position 2. Of course, top 3 are still fighting away. Grumley's now taking the lead from Caperonis, so that's a good go there from Grumley. One of the championship contenders this season. It's been very strong in the races that he's participated. And what an enticing finish to the season we could be getting here, Brett. If the likes of Grumley and Skulls are at the top of their game, because they're 2 of the best we've seen compete in Split 2 as former champions.
I see Damon brought up on the back of the pack there as well, but still there's still battles. Randall, and Skulls. There's a battle pack there. Tannick and myself and Weston still going there. Bush, Duggan. There's a battle pack there with Monday and Taylor in there as well. So there's just battles all up and down this field at the moment.
They're all up and down the field as we come in towards turn 10, 11 and 12 as well. And you can see Michael Jones trying to chase down this pack. Is that Shane Randall off the road?
Yep.
So was there
Randall's
contact
off.
with someone? Because he has gone off the road. And the way the car was reacting there, Brett, I don't know if it was able to get there on its lonesome. I think there may have been contact possibly. Is Craig Friend now into pit lane as well? Is this a drive-through? Interesting.
It was an iRacing given drive-through. Unless it was, yeah, like we talked about before. Was that, who was that going through there?
That was
Was
Craig
someone making a bit of a, no, he was someone making a bit of a pass on one
that
of the
there
WMP
was
cars.
Chris Blanchard and Michael Quain.
Oh, yep.
Battling away for
Quain.
position here as well. There's a bit of
And here
contact.
we go.
Oh,
And
it's
he
really
straightens
heating
him up.
up. He did straighten him up. Fair play.
Yeah, but, yeah, wow. And accident plenty. You know, you don't know where to look half the time.
Oh, but Blanchard's now wanting to get a move here on Horsell. Wanting it up the inside. Be forced on the outside line. Further up the road they go. Can he get this job done? Oh, it is. I mean,
Rick Flyger
it's
closed up on that little pack
yeah.
and Jeremy Bull as well.
Oh my God! Look at this pack of cars. I mean, just a gaggle of cars, Brett, battling away, trying to sort themselves out, trying to keep themselves in a tight knot.
Tannick was a little bit of a cork in the bottle here.
Yeah, possibly a little cork in the bottle here. You're wanting a gold in, Brett. You're alongside before the corner as well. Contact's made. I don't think Bruce knew you were alongside him there.
No, I don't think he did.
Because from our view, you were well and truly alongside. And that's now a drop in positions here for Tannick.
I can't make any comments on that, obviously. But
No, I mean, from my point of view, you were alongside him.
yeah.
Race Control may have a different perspective on that, but definitely from that angle there, it looked like you were alongside and welcome to room on the entry to the corner. But
We'll see how that plays out.
we'll see how it plays out indeed.
Well, the battle
Lap
up the front here, so
11
Grumley
of 16. He looks good for possibly taking the pole of the race here tonight, because he's looking very strong. I don't know if Jim will be willing to risk a front row start to try and get past him, because realistically there's not much difference between P1
Skulls
and P2.
and Allen just swap placing there too.
Yep.
So a bit of a move come back
Skulls off the road actually, so he's
Skulls off the
struggling
road,
back there a
yeah.
little bit.
Just up in that front, Tim Mulford actually joining that group up the front. So them starting to battle a little bit has brought him back into the pack. Damon's come up on the back as well as Mackenzie. Mackenzie's right up on the ginger of Caperonis, so he's looking pretty hot at the moment as well. Haynes now up 6 spots in 11 spots, so he is definitely on a big charge.
Hot race.
Scotty
for him
Weston up
tonight.
8 spots, 9 for Rick Viger, Todd Duggan 9. So there's some plenty of movers.
I mean, hey, Tim Alford in the chat saying, looked like Bruce went wide and left the door open for you, Brett. So even Tim's agreeing with us on that one. Or at least
I can say that I knew I was faster than Bruce into the chicane and came out pretty quick, and I thought I got up beside him pretty reasonable, but we'll see what happens there. But anyway, back to the race. Mulford closing down on Dame at the moment. Mackenzie down to 1.2 0.12 of a second, dropping off there now.
That was great gain up through the chicane there for Tim Mulford on the back of Fisher. That was a really good gain from him. He did very, very well. Did Tim Mulford. Matt Stores as well under pressure from one of the making moves men of the night. Simon Haynes up 6 positions at the moment. Scott Weston up 8. Rick Viger up 9. Duggan up 9. Bush up 5. Matt Monday up 13. Make that 12 as Brett Taylor's just equalled him as well. He's now gone up 12 spots. So both these guys moving forward together. Crosby up 12. Blanchard up 11. Quain up 11 as well. Horsell up 4 at the moment. So
Tank just dropped Tannick and Blanchard going head to head there. They were just swapping positions for a second. And it's still going on.
Well, there's a bit of front end contact there on Randall's car further back too. So I feel like his night has already been worsened by something possibly.
Randall swapping positions. So 13 laps of 16 laps complete.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. There's been a bit more issue here. I think we've just missed it there. I think the pack then just got a little bit feisty through turn 4.
Oh, here we go. Bruce Tannick and Blanchard going head to head. Tannick missing that rear bumper at the moment. That's probably going to not help a huge amount.
Yeah.
But he's got a good run out of this corner.
And Blanchard got by him well. Tucked up in front and now takes the position for Bruce Tannick. So Grumley's got a 2-second lead at the moment over Jim Caparonis. And it's Scott McKenzie, Tim Mulford with Damon Fisher on his heels. So Tim's got that job done. And now Michael Jones is getting in on the party as well. So this is really starting to heat up for some of these drivers. Lap 14 of 16. To run it round. Oh, Craig Friend has just had an incident. Did he have...
Oh!
That's Alex Kiddes just ahead of him there.
Yeah, wow.
And
they're both in pits.
Now, don't tell me these guys have had an incident together coming into pit lane. Please don't.
Oh, you've got an instant replay.
Well, they're teammates, so we've got to... Oh, my God, they did too. Craig just drove straight through him.
Oh, wow. Oh, I bet you there's some words going on in that team.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall of that Discord channel would have been fantastic.
Yeah. And we see Horsell dropping, Craig Friend dropping, or Craig Friend in pit lane. Oh, that was what we're just talking about, wasn't it?
Yep.
No.
Yes, it was.
Yep. Sorry. I'll get on board shortly.
So we got
Weston Viger, myself, and Todd Duggan and Bush all having a great little battle here.
Weston's doing well. He's been having a slight up and down season thus far, but has been battling away all season long and getting good points too. Good points too throughout this season. So I've been very impressed by Scott. I think he should be proud of his efforts this season. He's probably outperforming where we thought he may have been by this point, but I am not against that. I think he's done an excellent job to get where he is.
That's really good. So Grumley is out by 2.3 seconds now. Bush just getting a bit sideways coming out of that chicane onto the front straight as well. So Grumley's cleared out there. He's taken the pressure right off himself, but Mackenzie's about a half a second off the back of Jim Caparonis.
Well, pressure has been lifted slightly from Grumley because he has pulled out a fair bit of gap here, so that's worked out well for him. He comes around the back section of the circuit. Of course, if you didn't notice on the track map, you could think of it two ways, Brent. It almost looks like Scooby-Doo. It also kind of looks like the Australian map as well, the shape of Australia, very similar to Thruxton too. But one thing's for certain is this is going to be a fast-paced final lap of the qualifying race. And Steve Grumley is 3.8 Ks away from pole position of the sprint race here tonight. One to go.
Skulls and
White
Allen
flags
swapping spots. And Rick Viger and myself swapping spots. Just briefly, can I get this done? Ooh, this is good a bit. No.
Oh, there's a good move there. Oh, you got a bit loose there, Brett. You got a bit loose there. I don't know if there's contact with Todd, but that definitely opened up the undies a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Put him under a bit of pressure. We mentioned Skulls now gotten past Ron Allen, having a P7, but what a qualifying race it's been for Steve Grumley. He's done everything he needed to in this race. He qualified at the back end of the top 10 to get himself up the front for the qualifying race. made the move that he needed to get past Caperonis. Jim, smart enough, not knowing that he doesn't need to battle it necessarily. You'll still have a front row start for race 2 this evening, where the points are on offer. And he's keeping himself in a positive position.
To see how much he's dominated this this race once he's got past Jim, and he's actually just accelerated away. And to have that 2.5 seconds, he's got to be very confident going into this race.
He would definitely have to be. Pole position though, claimed by Steve Grumley, ahead of Jim Caperonis, Scott McKenzie, Tim Mulford, Damon Fisher inside of the top 5, Jones, Scholes, Ron Allen, Paul Burns, and Matt Stoyles as well. To give you the big losers that dropped outside of the top 10, thanks to incidents here tonight. Well, there was only one of them. It was Shane Randall, down 23 positions. He is the only driver who qualified in the top 10 to have now dropped out of the top 10 thanks to the qualifying race. Everyone else either remained in the top 10 or one driver gained to get into the top 10. That was Matt Stoyles, up 4 positions.
It was wild, like we've seen, definitely a few little tricky things happening in that race there. What's going to happen in the final? So Grumley definitely dominating in the latter part of that race. So he's going to be definitely on fire. And obviously we talked about those people who came up the list as well. So,
well, Brett, I have just had news come through. Because of your performance in that race to go up 3 positions, and because Damon went up no positions, we've had a 10 cents.
I got 10 cents. Well,
we've had a 10 cent investment for you to be the best fisher of race 1.
Oh,
yes,
fantastic!
You won the Battle of the Fish for race 1 because you gained 3 positions and Damon gained
there's
none.
A couple of new decals. There's a couple of new decals on my car too.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to have a look at them during the race. We're going to take this time, though, to give a quick thank you to our series sponsors, Racecraft Simulations. 5 minute more up to come your way. We'll be back very, very shortly with more after these short, sharp messages from Racecraft. If you're in the WA or Perth area, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport. Chat to John and the team. Check out some of the rigs they got on the floor. If you've got a bit of spare coin, maybe chuck it towards a PT1 for yourself as well. Don't go anywhere. Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans split to action returns for Season 25, Round 7 at Thruxton after this. Welcome back to the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Split 2 here for Season 25, Round 7 out at Thruxton. We've had a couple of comments in the chat while we were gone about who's winning the Fisher Cup at the moment. And then, Brett, you mentioned to me at the front of your car, you've got a nice little Angry Fish and Angry Shark as the battle has been commencing this season. Now, if we look straight up on the points tally, obviously, Damon would be winning that battle right now.
Oh, he would be, yeah.
But maybe we can come together next season if yourself and Damon are still here in Split 2, because obviously Damon is in contention to go up to Split 1 possibly. If you're both in Split 2, maybe we run an aggregate of, you know, how many positions gained you get, where your average start is, your average finishing position, and try and put it all together and come up with a calculation of who truly is the better fisher based on how they perform against themselves. So how you perform against your aggregate versus how Damon performs against his aggregate next season.
It'll be fun. If he's still in Split 2, it's on for young and old.
Oh, it will be.
I'm
sure.
Right,
I mean, we already had the fisticuffs out this season. What more could happen? We might actually see a live wrestling match.
Well,
in the middle of
a race
circuit.
On the side of the car, there's some other decals we might get a chance to have a look at some point, rather, you know. So yeah, I was on the sides if we can.
I can't get to the side, unfortunately.
You can't get to the sides. Don't worry about that. It's all right. That's okay. Just keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for
It's,
them.
it's the little fish taking a couple of bites out of the big shark. That's all I can say.
So what can Alex Kiddis now do in this race, Brett? Because he's already given up mass positions. He finished last place in the last race, so he'll start last in this one with only 24 laps to try and get up to a position worth more than 139 points. With his closest competitors at the front of the field tonight, Steve Grumley starting at the top end, Matt Skull starting up there too. What more can he do? I mean, he is going to have to drive one of the probably most exceptional races we've ever seen out of anyone, and he's got to try and do it in 24 laps. It almost seems impossible, but chaos could cause carnage, and carnage can give us something special. Who knows what's going to happen? But starting grid for tonight's race, though, will be as follows. Steve Grumley will start pole position ahead of Jim Caparonis on the front row of the field. Scott McKenzie, Tim Mulford will then start ahead of Damon Fisher, Michael Jones, Matt Scholes, Ron Allen, Paul Burns, Matt Stalls then for the top 10. Simon Haynes, Andrew Hoffman will then start us in the 6th row of the grid. As we move back to Scott Weston, Rick Viger, Todd Duggan, Brett Fisher, the top 16, Jeremy Bush, Brett Taylor, Matt Monday, Darren Crosby ahead of Derek Lovegrove, Chris Blanchard, Bruce Stanek and Dave Arney for the top 24, Michael Quain, Mick Clifton, Brett Horsell, Tony Chapman, Pete Baxter, Shane Randall, Peter Latham, Brett O'Brien, Mark Houghton, Craig Friend, and Alex Kiddis in P35. There's work to be done for the championship leader. What more can he do here this evening? And for Grumley and Caparonis and Mulford and Scholes, it's a second win on the line as the points-paying race 2's underway. Lap 1 at 24. Caparonis got the jump away early on Grumley. They're going to go side by side up towards turn 2. Who is going to make it through cleanly? It's Grumley this time. Can Caparonis come back at him? McKenzie and Mulford putting pressure on each other early here as well. As we run it up through turn 4. There's been contact in the background. It's a massive stack back there. Multiple cars around, including Bruce Tanek and Brett O'Brien, as well as Scott Weston and Andrew Hoffman trying to sort themselves out. Pete Latham's off the road too.
Pete Latham off there as well, yeah.
Yep. It's early carnage. Early carnage. Lovegrove.
Pete Latham destroyed his front left-hand wheel too.
Yeah, that car's not looking very pretty.
Nah.
As Grumley leads us through. If there's an early safety car in this race, we could see some dice rolls. Caparonis, though, putting some pressure on Grumley here.
I was going to say, Caparonis would want to try and get... Bruce not moving there. Caparonis would have wanted to try and get in front of Grumley there to try and, you know, just hold him off for a minute, knowing the fact is that last race he was just dominating.
Well, Bruce Tanek has not moved, and everyone else is coming across the line at the moment, so we could see a safety car here.
Done. Yep.
And I think we are indeed about to see the Racecraft Simulations safety car. There's a couple of drivers coming in, including Mick Clifton and Shane Randall. So a bit of a dice roll here. Of course, it's not going to count as a CPS, but they got nothing to lose. They're at the back of the field. Could be good free gains here. O'Brien's in too.
Yeah,
Obviously,
exactly.
he was involved in that lap 1 incident. But it's a free stop. You may as well take it.
Yep. He's going to close the field up again. And as I was saying before, whether Jim can sort of try and get in front of Grumley or not, we'll see how that goes. Because I think, you know, Grumley being where he is, I think if he stays out in front, we might see a bit of a whitewash and him take control of this race. But we'll find that out. A lot of hard racing still to go. We're only on lap 2 here.
Well, there's plenty of time for it to happen. So the important things to remember here. So obviously we've had a safety car called before the end of lap 1. So this is now extended out the CPS period tonight. Normally the CPS period would begin at what would be the end of lap 2. So as you come around to complete lap 2, that is the first possible chance you can come in and have it count as a compulsory pit stop. 4 drivers have just come in under lap 1 under their own power. So Shane Randall, Brenton O'Brien, Pete Latham, and Mick Clifton as well. For some of them, this will be tactical because they know it's a free stop. They've got nothing to lose. They're at the back of the field anyway. They're not going to give up any spots here. And what they can now do later in the race is they can offset this, come in later on, take minimum fuel, get the CPS finished, and then just go on to the end. So right now they're going to be at the back of the field, full of fuel so they can go as long as possible. The gates will open for them eventually because there'll be drivers trying to undercut the field, come in early, whatever it may be. This could work out quite well for them. Especially, now the only way this doesn't work for them, Brett, is if we go green for a lap and then we get a safety car. And then they're forced to come in, they haven't gained anything. They'll gain a little bit, but not nearly as much. So, what this also means is, so we're currently lap 2, we're about to be lap 3. So the safety car should come in at the end of this next lap. Drivers cannot pit at the end of this next lap and have it count as a CPS. They must go around again and come in at the end of lap 4. And that's how a CPS will be counted in this race. So they can't pit at the end of this lap if the safety car comes in. Well, they can pit, but it won't count. Are we going to see anyone
do that? Or are they going to try and, equalise the tyre change?
For me, I mean, if you're at the back, you may as well have come in on lap 1.
Yep.
Because you're not going to give up as much time.
Like you discussed, with the fuel. Yep.
If you haven't come in and you're at the back, you may as well either keep going or pit lap 4 and come in as early as possible.
Because if there is another safety car,
you're well and home. You're free. You can just come straight past everyone. Now, obviously, you're giving up time to everyone because it's a green flag stop, but you're going to get more gains out of that then. The one mistake you don't want to make, though, obviously, is getting confused coming in lap 3 and then not pitting again and you haven't done a CPS. That would be the scenario you don't want to put yourself in here tonight. So, but the CPS rule's been around for a long time, so drivers should be well aware of how it works by now at this stage of the season. I would hope, at least. Maybe a little bit of understanding, maybe to the newer drivers. Like Tony Chapman, for example, he hasn't actually experienced a lap 1 safety car before, so he may not be fully aware of how it works. But the drivers have been here for a long time, should understand it by now, and should know exactly how they can strategize around this.
And isn't it also if the leader crosses the start-finishing line to start his second lap, that will count as a pit. That will count. Because the safety car won't pick him up. Yeah,
it's if they've called it. Yeah. If he's already past the pit lane, but if it is a lap 1 safety car, but he's already passed the pit exit, you still can't pit at the end of lap 1 because it would still never count. You'd have to pit at the end of lap 2.
Yeah.
But the way that they confirm it is when you've completed a green lap, is when it is considered. So yeah, Tony Chapman. That's all right, Tony. Everyone's here to learn.
You'll get there, Tony.
You'll get there. You're very, very fresh. You're a baby in terms of your vet's history. So, there's still time to learn. Safety cars in pit lane. We're about to go green flag running once again here at Thruxton at the completion of this lap. As long as the safety car is not called, we will get CPSs available to us. So, lap 4 has begun. I don't know if anyone's coming into pit lane just yet, but Grumley is still pushing along. Caparonis Hasn't quite gone with him. Craig Friend is in pit lane. And Kiddis is in too. So this could be a little mistake from these boys if they don't pit again. And don't realise that they need to pit again too. So for Grumley, it is control of the field. And look at this, Brett. For the first time, I think, possibly this season, our whole podium at the moment is built up on previous winners this season. Grumley, Caperonis and Mulford.
So we could be in for our first repeat winner.
We could be.
If any of the top three keep going away. So Mulford's actually cut off past Mackenzie. We know Mackenzie had a great run last one. But Mulford in that qualifying race was on a charge and he moved up quite well.
So what I think
we moved back.
What I think the important piece of information we need to remember as well is, Brett, so strategy is going to be key tonight, and actually when you come into pit lane, especially if it is a green flag stop, you don't want to come in and end up buried in the traffic as Simon Haynes coming in now.
Right, yeah.
So Hainesy has now done a CPS. He's finished. First green lap has finished as Andrew Hoffman is off the road down the last corner. So you have to try and get that thing moving again. So Hainesy's lap, pit stop, has counted as CPS.
Still not.
No, it's not there, is it?
Yeah, it's not there. Unfortunately, he had a reasonable run in the first one, but the second one, unfortunately, he's come unstuck there. Someone obviously might have given him a hand there. Well, as I suspected, like Grumley just slowly walking away here, about 0.8 of a second away from Caperonis.
One thing that he'll have to be careful of, though, is not overwearing the tyres too much. This track can be a bit of a tyre killer. And that could also be another sound strategy for some drivers tonight as well, Brett, is not actually taking tyres on their stop. Those people who have come in early, unless they have taken tyres, which it's lap 1, why would you take tyres if you put it on lap 1? They may not take tyres now unless there is a safety car. If they have to take a green flag stop, they're only going to come in and take a splash of fuel. There would be no point in coming in and taking tyres. So
I see Simon Haynes in the chat just saying he's missed his pit pay for 4 seconds. So
yeah, we can see it on the clock actually. 13.87 on our timing indicates that. He actually hasn't taken tyres either. He's only taken fuel.
Damon just done the fastest lap of the race too with 13.267. So he's still got some pace in that car, although Jones quite on his ginger there. So closed up very quickly just then.
All over him is Michael Jones. Starting to put pressure here on Damon Fisher. There you see Matt Scholes lurking in the background as well. And that is a driver who is back onto his best form. Here's Mr. Matty Scholes.
There's a lot of on fire drivers at the moment. You know, like any of these drivers at the moment could just all of a sudden turn the heat up.
Well, the irony isn't lost on me here, Brett, so if we were to leave tonight, right, so let's say it ends in the form of Alex Kiddis doesn't pit again, he gets disqualified, so he gets no points. He gets back his 139 from his previous drop round. Steve Grumley...
Matt Scholes just takes the fastest lap of the race.
Matt Scholes, good pace there. It's actually a good little segue. Wouldn't the irony be the top two of the championship of being Steve Grumley and Matt Scholes? Matt Scholes, who won a title in what was season 1 of 2023. 2024. And Steve Grumley, who won his title in season 4 of 2024. Wouldn't there be just a little bit of irony about that? The season 18 and season 21 champions leading the title race, both going for their second split 2 championships. Only happened one time prior. That was Rick Sibra.
Oh, Scholes underneath Jones. Just had a little bit of a poke in there.
He's just starting to
Scholes
poke the nose a little
pace,
bit.
obviously.
And he wants to try and get this move done if he can. But he will be happy just to sit here for the moment, control the tyres, control the fuel burn, and maybe try and get this job done in pit lane where he can pit early, get into clean air, try and force his way through. As we can see, Tim Mulford is getting quite feisty further up the road. He wants a move on Jim Caperonis, who right on board with Scott McKenzie. And Mulford is feeling comfortable tonight. He is really gelling well with this circuit.
Scholes in pits.
So there it is right there. We mentioned the possible undercut. Matt Scholes is going to try and go for it to get some free positions in this race. Dave Arney in.
Geez,
Mark
have
Houghton
a look
in
at
too.
Mulford, like just taking that little bit slightly different line, having a bit of a Bo Peep. Let's see what he's got around here. Cuts a lot of curb.
That now promotes so Damon Fisher, Michael Jones on the battle of this pack. Now Matt Stoyles is trying to chase them down too.
Yep.
Really
Against some other,
solid night.
we see the battle of the Bretts going on just in front with Bush,
Love
Brett Taylor,
love a
and
battle
Brett
of the
Fisher.
Love a battle of the Brett. Mr.
Yep,
Fisher.
battle of the Bretts
I
that
love
come
that.
together. Yep.
Yep.
And then we see Blanchard, Monday, and Crosby back further, having a good old tussle. These
Well, of
three
course,
guys.
three of the oldest teams in Vets, WKMP, Fishy Motorsports, and M1, battling away for position here. I mean, these are kind of the, it's like it's the battle of the old blood, and then we look further ahead, it's kind of the battle of the new blood, as we've got, you know, Shadow Racing, EWT, Locked On Lads, you know, those three teams which are more of the modern era in terms of
Mulford
maybe
in pits.
personal success, as Mulford is also now going to try and pull a little undercut off here, but again, has got to be careful of traffic. Coming in too early can cost you heavily. Coming in too late can do the exact same thing. So it's about that balancing act of when do you pit? When do you take your fuel? Do you take your tyres as well? That's going to be the key to success here this evening. So currently, the top seeded driver of those who have pitted, although he does need another stop, is Shane Randall, who came in on lap 1. Tim Mulford is in the top seeded of the other drivers who have taken a legal pit stop in this race. So Mulford, Scholes, Haynes, Arnie, Brenton O'Brien, Mark Houghton, Mick Clifton, Peter Latham, and Andrew Hoffman are all those who have taken what is considered a CPS here this evening. So the others who have pitted need to do another stop to get their cars home and be classified in this race to not be disqualified. So Grumley and Caperonis have now started to break away here from Scott McKenzie.
I've just been watching that time for Grumley and Caperonis. It's been floating about half a second between these two. So that either poses a question to me whether Grumley's just looking after that gap, or is he is Jim actually chasing him down, going to put a challenge on him?
So Damon Fisher's having a bad blink here as well. Sorry, further back.
Nothing unusual there.
Matt Stone, nothing unusual, just to par the course there. But it could, I mean, if Jim's going to want to get this done, Brett, I have a feeling that he may try and strategize around this more so than want to race Grumley for position.
Yeah.
So I think if Jim's going to do it, he's going to do it where if he was able to save a lap of fuel under the safety car, and he knows that
he's dropping
in a
now
lap
though
less.
too. Like he's just dropped 4/10 in half a lap there. So I wonder whether he's just cooked the tyres just a touch, or Grumley's just turned on the heat a little bit because he was within 5/10, and now he's about 4/10 back. So
well, from what we've seen as well, so Michael Jones has gotten past Damon Fisher. He's now on the back of Scott McKenzie and putting pressure on him too. So good pressure here from Michael. He's had some quality finishes this season. Some odd strategy calls, it must be said, but some of them have paid out for him quite well. Damon's now into pit lane.
Yep.
And wanting to undercut some of these cars. Hopefully for him, this is a solid pit stop and he can get out as quick as humanly possible to get that car home. 10.58 seconds was the pit stop time for Damon Fisher, so that's pretty on par the course there to get the car home, although a little bit less than what Scholes and Mulford took, so
yeah, right.
maybe needing a little bit of fuel saving to get that car home possibly.
Western and Lovegrove just coming out of pits now, so they've just done their stop as well.
Well, we can see that Jones and Stoyles coming away really, really well. Rick Viger, too, just on the back of Ron Allen and Brett Taylor and Jeremy Bush fighting for position 2. We've got Crosby and Monday in behind Chris Blanchard battling for tough position here.
Well, Fishy car of Monday just running a touch wide there, and it does happen if you don't get that line right on that section of the track. It can just slowly drive you wide, and it's very hard to get it back.
Well, as we can see as well, Crosby has had a rather up and down season, copped himself a penalty last week. That's dropped him a couple of spots now. He's down 5 points after last week's race at Sandown. They want to try and complete the season in a nice, clean manner, we'd say, Brett, as Mr. Horsel's dropping position here to Mulford. So this is the only issue now with these guys taking an earlier stop, is they're now going to get caught up in traffic. So remembering that Randall, he did pit, so he's got just as fast a car as Mulford does, and he doesn't have any reason to let him go past. So Mulford's not going to have this easy.
Hard. If you're equal on pace, it's hard to pass, definitely.
Yeah, and then you look at Skulls and Fisher, they're in a similar boat too, plus Horsel's in between this little sandwich of cars as well. So this is where pitting that little bit earlier can cost you just slightly if you haven't called it correctly at this point of the race. But, you know, I think if you're Mackenzie or Jones or Capronis or Crumley, you just keep going on at this point. You just keep pushing on, go until the fuel's nearly out, because you're not actually losing much time until you actually catch the lap traffic. Ron Allen's in too. So, yeah, so if you're Grumley, I think the earliest you pit now is one of two things. It's either when the tank's going to obviously be empty, or when you finally caught lap traffic. They are the two scenarios if you are Grumley that you pit. There's no point coming in earlier because you'll bury yourself in the traffic. So
yeah, and the later you leave that, the more chance you're going to be further up that pack, and you know, not being held up like you're saying. You know, so you've got that choice of being on slightly grippier tyres, coming out lighter fuel loads, and probably a better opportunity to have a go.
Well,
talking about having a go. Spoils on Randall.
Yeah, Skulls is pushing hard here. Try and get this car past Shane Randall, who will probably look to go as long as possible here. So that actually helped them because Brett Horsell came into pit lane and got out of this battle pack. So that has helped the world of Fisher and Skulls and Stoyles just a little bit. We'll see how long it takes Skulls to get past Shane, although Shane probably a little bit down on pace compared to Skulls, but he did have good pace in practice and in qualifying as Skulls comes
there.
past.
He's going to go past.
Yep.
Is he?
Oh,
yeah,
he does.
He's going to slightly push Randall wide.
I think Shane, from the looks of it though, Shane gave it to him in the end, and I think he'll probably give this up to Damon because he doesn't need to hold them up at this point of the race. He's just wanting to get into a nice battle and push on for the rest of the period. You're in pit lane, Brett, with Matt Monday as well, so you guys will drop outside of the top 10. But you've done well to get to this point of the race.
The gap on Jim Caparonis and Grumley is out to nearly 2 seconds now, so Jim's definitely falling off there. But I'll tell you what, Jones hasn't let up on the back end of Mackenzie at all. He's trying to take chunks out of that thing.
Well, he's all over him like milk on cereal. He is not letting him get anywhere here, Brett. And Michael Jones is putting so much pressure on the back of the Festive Foods entry of Mackenzie. They continue to battle away for position. So we've got about 10 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line. When do these front runners come into pit lane? Do they go as long as possible, or are they going to try and split the race in pretty much 60-40 and have the 40% towards the end of it?
Looking at that time with Jim, I'd say he's used up his tyres.
Well, he's in.
And he's in, yeah.
Yep.
So that's probably a good call from Jim.
You'll get fresh rubber on the car. It's kind of equalised the race a little bit. He won't have as much tyre wear at the end of this one. But Grumley's doing well here to hold track position, hold pace, but actually not wear these tyres out too much. He's actually tyre managing very, very well, it seems, because the car's not looking squirmy. It's not really reacting in any way that says that he has got poor tyre wear at the moment. He is just chilling out, running along, and just trying to spread out this gap. And at this point, if he's driving like this, Brett, I don't know if anyone out there could beat him tonight because he's looking very strong.
Yeah. Look, you know, the pace he had in that last race, the qualifying race, and what he's shown so far tonight, you know, and the way Jim was falling off in that latter part of that stint shows that he's really looking after the tyres, as you just mentioned.
Oh, Todd Duggan has been off the road down there. Duggan. Yep. That's big damage on the Nova Sim Sports car.
Yeah.
As he just gets it going once again. And it'll be a long road back to pit lane for Todd. As Steve Grumley's coming in. Grumley in, Mackenzie in. Jones is going to go another lap. I don't mind it, Brett, because he's now going to get a free lap where he can run in clean air.
Yep.
So that could be good strategy in the battle with Scott Mackenzie. Vigers kept going. Bush, Taylor, Does Baxter keep going? He does. Quain. Oh my God, this is really heating up back here. And this is now the problem for Caperonis and Mulford. Because these guys have been caught up in traffic. Same for Skulls and Fisher. Quain has become a real cork in the bottle as there's contact with Caperonis and Skulls. And Fisher has to try and avoid it.
Yeah.
As Quainie's getting loose through there.
Yes.
Now, I know that, I know that it's obviously all intensifying here, Brett, and everyone's battling for position. And these guys are all battling for position. It's a short, tight race circuit. If you're someone in the position of maybe Michael Quain or Shane Randall, do we maybe, if it's heating up like that, there's like 4 cars around, do we just get out of it, maybe?
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, if it was me and I was, like knowing those guys are quick and you're just going to force errors from yourself or somebody else, yeah, possibly. I mean, look, everyone's got different views on that. Some people say racing's racing, I've got a right to be, where I am, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes you sort of like, if you're going to put your own race in jeopardy, to salvage anything that you might get, well, yeah, is it worth it? So,
well, what all that has done
is
it's meant that Grumley's kept the lead. Mackenzie's now taken P2 and Tim Mulford is corrected P3. So that, as Jim has just had it off there on the main straight.
Oh, yeah.
And what could have been a spectacular night for him has now gone down the drain a little bit, unfortunately for Jim. Hart has to go out to him. He has to wait for the whole train to come past before he can rejoin the circuit.
Are we going to see another safety car?
Running, he's just waiting.
No, here we go. Yep.
That's unfortunate for Jim Caperonis.
So Jones still out in front, so it'll be interesting to see where he pops back into the pack once he completes his pit.
Well, coming around towards the front. Oh, that is a deep run for Jones. That'll be a slowdown for sure. Yeah, coming to pit lane, Michael.
And
Serve the slowdown. Serve the slowdown in pit lane. That's a smart choice.
Well.
So Michael Jones in. Brett Taylor's coming in too. So Steve Grumley will now retake the lead of this race. The question is, he's had a massive lock-up down there. That is a really weird moment for Grumley. Is this going to give Scott McKenzie a sniff at the race lead? That's like he caught the curb and the rear end just slid out on him.
Wow. That was huge. From a faultless night to that happening so far,
very weird and awkward. I think that might be possibly Pete Baxter in the chat, although you can correct me or not if it is you. Super sportsmanship from Big Jim there on that one, and I have to agree, that's really, really good sportsmanship there from Jim.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's in a tough spot. He's waited till an appropriate time to get the car rejoined. As much as it hurts, he still played the. Oh,
you get in that panic too,
game.
because you want to go out and continue, but like you said, well done, Jim.
Well, Grumley now
is
under all sorts of pressure from Scott McKenzie. So is there is there an opportunity tonight for the most wildest of ends where Scott McKenzie could sneak his way through on Steve Grumley and take his first win in Split 2 and give us our 7th race winner of the season? Or could Grumley play the spoil sport for a stat once again? I say that jokingly, of course. He broke our last big record of first round winner, won the championship. And could he win his second race of the season as well as Pete Baxter's in? Which, if Steve does do that, that's a phenomenal effort this season. This race win would take him currently to P2 in the championship, and he's got some really good pace.
He's lunging up on the back of Grumley at the moment, so that's going to be definitely putting a bit of pressure on Grumley, especially after that little bit of a whoopsie on the front straight there. He'd be sort of, probably a little bit shaken after that. So, Mackenzie's doing a great job now. 19 laps of 24, so not a huge amount of laps to go. But if Mackenzie overdrives it, he will cook the tyres and might not be able to come back for it. And this is where we looking at Grumley before. Did a really good job of looking after the tyres and just had the pace. So this is where, Mackenzie might come unstuck just from pushing the car that a little bit.
Can we just quickly talk about some of our big double-digit position gainers here tonight thus far? Shane Randall up 21 spots, although does need another pit stop to get that car home. Pete Baxter up 10. Can get home from here. Alex Kiddis up 13. Does need another pit stop to get that car home. Now, if Shane pits from where he is in P9, he could still actually end up inside the top 15, depending on the sort of pace he can run in that car. He is running out of laps to do that, though. For Alex, he will drop a bit further back, but for Pete, that's a great effort into the top 20,
That's
up
a huge
10
effort
positions.
Yep.
A really, really top effort from Pete Baxter, and maybe one good enough for us to put him through to the nominations position of driver of the day, possibly too. Just quietly, but could possibly be.
It's a little battle here from Stalls, Burns, Haynes, and Randall. Like we were just talking about Randall before, but there's a great little battle going on there.
It's really good to see. I mean, Stoyles is driving out of his skin tonight. Paul Burns is doing quite well aside from, I think he may have had the contact in race 1 possibly, but he is doing well at the moment. I was just looking at the penalty sheet there to confirm that. Simon Haynes as well. He's already been one of our drivers of the day this season. What a race he had last week at Sandown. This would be a good way to solidify points once again tonight by getting a top 10 finish.
Great win. Great race, not a win, sorry. Mackenzie's still, I mean, don't go back up there, but Mackenzie's still, okay, go back up there. Mackenzie's still having a great little dice with Grumley here, so he's only still 0.2, 0.3 off the back there.
He's doing really, really well. He's hanging on to him like glue. Mulford doing well too on the podium here tonight. He's driven really well as Tim, and I don't think he's actually had a driver of the day either, Brett, so maybe one of our nominations. Stoyles, though, is under big pressure here from Burns. And Burns is all over him like a bad smell. He is not letting him go whatsoever. Andrew Hoffman has had an incident further back in the field, and he's into the wall. His teammate Jim Caperonis just had a rejoin to the circuit too, so he'll have to come past the boss. And that car's not moving, but we're too close to the end to get a safety car, so more than likely he's going to be allowed to tow.
The circuit.
Yeah, and we're within 5 laps of the end as well. They wouldn't call the safety car now, so he would get towed back to pits more than likely. It's an unfortunate end there to Andrew's night. It's been a real tough few weeks for him, and hopefully it can be a good reset when we get to the end of the season, and then look ahead to 2026 for a strong run in Split 2 once again. Steve Grumley, though, in controlling position of this race, lap 22 of 24. Scott McKenzie P2. It is starting just to open up a little bit here, as there's been a bit of a loss. Yeah, it was Stoyles, as you said, down at the chicane.
Oh, a lot of spots there.
A lot of spots dropped there for Stoyles. Ron Allen and Rick Viger have now snuck their way up by, but Stoyles is trying to sneak on through again. When does Randall pit here, Brett? Because he needs one more.
You can tell us.
Well, he's either going to pit this lap or he's going to pit next, because he can't pit on the final lap. So
no worries. Just keeping an eye on Jones as well. Jones is closing up on Mulford, and he's been harassing the back of him for a few laps now. So that's a great effort there for Jones.
He's doing a really, really top job. Here's Michael Jones. There are 2 drivers who need to pit in this race, Shane Randall, Alex Kiddis. At this stage, they need 1 stop to get home and be classified in this one. Currently, they've got 1.5 laps to do it. So it's either going to be the end of this lap or the end of the next. And they will then be classified if they don't pit by the end of lap 23 and begin lap 24. They cannot pit on the final lap. So that will be done. Unless the only circuit it would actually work at, Brett, is Talladega, because the start-finish line is past the pit exit, or at the pit exit, so they could pit, do the stop, and then cross the finish line. But
just looking at that last lap time of Jones did a 13.685. Tim Mulford did a 14 flat, pretty much. So Jones has got pace over Mulford at the moment, although he's dropped off there. Oh, got
Arnie and Lovegrove are in. This is very weird. Have they underfueled their cars because of the safety car, possibly?
Yeah, possible. That's a possibility.
That is very, very weird. They need a pit now, but Steve Grumley at the moment leads the way. Scott McKenzie. And behind him is Matt Monday. He's gone off the road down at turn 2-3. He's got going again.
Haynes on the back of Randall. Very close.
All over him.
Yeah. Is Haynes going to put a move on Randall, like you're saying before? You know, does Randall... Well, Randall's still got a pit.
Oh, he's letting him
go.
And
there he goes. He's just released him.
I think
So
that's
probably the telltale sign that Randall's coming in this lap. Yeah.
So he's got Damon in behind him as well. Oh, yeah, Dave was 1 lap short. He's just confirmed for us. Thank you, Dave. So Randall into pit lane. So he comes in for his final stop. How's the dice roll pulled off for him? We'll have to wait and see. As Chris Blanchard and Jeremy Bush have had a contact at the final corner.
Yeah, that's going to be nasty, Blanchard. Oh.
We got to watch Kiddis. Is Kiddis going to come in? Kiddis has kept going.
No, Kiddis has kept going.
He's going to get disqualified. So this is massive for the championship, Brett, because he hasn't completed a CPS. Yeah. And Damon Fisher's on the side of the road. Damon's out of fuel.
Oh, he's out of fuel.
Damon Fisher is out of fuel and requesting a tow.
1 lap short. Oh.
So through all these shenanigans, Pete Baxter is now up 15 positions into P14. What an effort tonight from Pete.
That's huge from Pete.
As we run up towards the final few corners, it has been 6 rounds, 6 different winners this season. And just like season 24, history wants to repeat itself. Steve Grumley is the first 2-time winner in season 25, and he'll take P2 in the championship with it. As Mackenzie comes home P2, Mulford in an all-time P3, Jones in P4, Scholes and Burns and Haynes, that there for Scholes in P5. Good enough for the championship lead now. Ron Allen has just snuck past Rick Feiger there. Brett Fisher, you've just snuck you up to top 10. What has happened back here with Matt Stoyles? Has he run out of fuel?
No, he got himself into a bit of an incident.
Oh, okay. A little cheeky incident for himself. Oh, well, there's more happening here too. I think Kiddis and Weston are having at it post-race. So, I mean, wild strategies tonight. So, we need to have a quick talk about who we're going to put forward here, Brett, because for my money,
Pete Baxter definitely.
Yeah,
he's got to be up there.
Yeah, I think Pete needs to be up there. I think Tim needs to be up there too. Do we put forward like a Randall for the dice roll strategy, or do we put forward maybe a Michael Jones, maybe a Scott McKenzie for his P2?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Scott McKenzie. I know he's only up 1 spot, but he was really battling hard there, and I thought that was a pretty good effort. But you either say yay or no on that one.
No, I like it. So who do we want? We both agree with Peter Baxter and Tim Mulford.
Pete Baxter. Yep. I reckon Scott McKenzie. Not to take anything away from Shane, because it's still a good effort.
And then what about a 4th name, or do we want to just put forward the 3?
Your call. Leave it up to you.
We'll just do the 3. Driver of the Day noms are in the chat for you. Get your votes in. Pete Baxter, Tim Mulford, and Scott McKenzie. You can pick out of the 3 of them. And please, only one
Barney
vote
waving the
per-
flag. There you go, Barney.
Go, Barney! Doing his job so
He's
well.
going for it. Yep.
A man that is oh so proud of being a flag boy at a race circuit. So it's really good to see there from Barney. So solid race in the end, and a solid race win for Steve Grumley. Let's have a quick look at our feature race results here tonight. So Steve Grumley is the first driver of season 25 to take 2 wins and breaks the streak of 7 in a row. We only went 6 in the end. We equaled the record of last season. Scott McKenzie, Tim Mulford on the podium tonight as well. Michael Jones, Matt Scholes inside of the top 5. So that now gives Scholes the lead of the championship. Grumley into P2 in the title race as well. Burns, Haynes, Allen, Viger, and Fisher. Mr. Brett Fisher inside of the top 10. Brett, we missed that one. How have we missed that one?
Yep.
Brett Taylor got a black flag.
Ah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. That's why.
Oh, no. Brett Taylor got a black flag. That would have been an all-time top 10 finish.
Yeah.
I would have nominated Brett Taylor if that had actually... Oh, my God. Wow. That would have actually been incredible if that had played out. Okay.
I missed that myself. Yeah.
So, Darren Crosby, Matt Stoyles, Brett Taylor, Pete Baxter, Shane Randall, the top 15. Alex Kiddis finishes P16, but he has been disqualified for not completing a CPS. So, it'll then be Scott Weston, Jeremy Bush, Brett Horsell, Peter Latham for the top 20. As we then move back to Chris Blanchard, Matt Monday, Mark Houghton, Mick Clifton, Derek Lovegrove, Tony Chapman, the top 26. Good finish there from Tony. Dave Arney, Damon Fisher, Bruce Tannick, Todd Duggan, And then to Michael Quain, Jim Caperonis, Andrew Hoffman, Craig Friend, and Brett O'Brien at the back end of the field. So a tough night for some, a better night for others, and a solid night of points on the board for those drivers too. We've only got 2 votes at the moment for Driver of the Day, Brett, and it's tied between Pete Baxter and Scott McKenzie at the moment.
Come on, guys. I mean, there's 27 of you watching. Someone, so come on, put some votes in.
Get in the
Let's
chat.
support
Otherwise,
our guys
me and
there.
Brett are going to have to be the tiebreakers and make a selection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Keyboard.
what a race
Knuck,
that
knuck, knuck,
was,
knuck, knuck, knuck.
Brett.
Oh, sensational race.
I mean,
There was, I mean, look,
obviously
people had some, there was a good and bad, you know, I mean, as always, but there was some really good racing up and down the field as well.
well, I think there was great racing up and down the field. Do I think Thruxton lived above my expectations? Not particularly. Would I want to see Thruxton again? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if I'd want to see Thruxton with this particular format. I think this particular format would suit other circuits better. But I think maybe like a straight up...
I like the format. The format was good.
I love the format.
And
the format is
great.
I
didn't mind the track. I
don't know if the combination worked well together. I think if they were separate, they may have worked better. So if we actually took a sprint round to say... Well, let's say Red Bull Ring, for example, which you have this season. We took a sprint round to Red Bull Ring. I think it would actually work quite well. And then maybe if we did a 200k race here at Thruxton or a 150k race here at Thruxton, that may work a little bit better. I just don't know if it works particularly well as a combination, just in hindsight and in reflection as well. Coming up this season, of course, we still have Mexico City next week. Brand new circuit in the iRacing service. Super excited for that one. It's going to be a really, really fun night on the road in the national circuit of Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Then head out to an old favourite in the Red Bull Ring, and then the Saxa Ring to end out the season. I'm excited for these final 3 rounds, Brett. I love all 3 circuits. Obviously, 2 of them Grand Prix circuits in terms of Formula 1. The other Grand Prix circuit, 2 of them Grand Prix circuits of Formula 1. 2 of them Grand Prix circuits of MotoGP in the Red Bull Ring and the Saxon Ring as well. All 3 of them, I think, bring a really good combination of racing and really good tests on the road too. I think all the drivers are going to get something out of those races as well. So I'm really, really excited for that as well. Pete Baxter in the chat saying format and track was fantastic, and that's from someone who had a shocker in race 1. I mean, again, as you said, Brett, I think I love the format. I'm not a massive fan.
You're going to get your lovers and haters.
Yeah, you're going to get lovers
You're
and
going to
haters.
get your lovers and haters.
Yeah. I want to see the format again. I want to see it once a season. Maybe at obviously a different circuit. I think may work better though. We have got now a tiebreaker vote, thanks to Dave Arney. So our driver of the day this evening is going the way of a man who I have the utmost pleasure of commentating Premier Endurance League with. It is going the way of Mr. Peter Baxter. What a fantastic effort tonight from Pete. Congratulations to him. And that is a fantastic effort from Peter here this evening. So congratulations to Pete.
Well done.
And I think a really solid effort tonight from him, and a well-deserved driver of the day. This is one of his best performances we've seen out of him. Double-digit positions gained, and after his race in race 1 to then go into race 2 and do what he did, that's a fantastic effort from my point of view.
Yeah, well done, Pete. Congratulations, well deserved.
Congratulations, Mr. Baxter. We can tell Mr. Rankin all about it when we commentate PL again. I'm sure he'll love the fact that you got driver of the day. But
did we get a highlight reel this week?
No, we didn't. Because
no, that's one of my favourite things.
I know.
Reliving the drama. Well, there's always next week.
We'll get it next week, I promise you.
It's okay. That's all right.
I think last week I may have actually forgotten to make the graphic for it anyway, but we did do it. I can't remember. Right. But, well, what we have to upload my livery now. Well, something for you to do, Pete. But, as I said, next week we head out to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the next round of the season. I don't have any B-roll once again. I have to wait until next week, Brett. But no.
What's going on? No B-roll.
I know.
No, recap. What's going on? What is this shit show?
I know I don't know. It's gone off the rails a little bit, but
You'll be right.
But no, but a massive thank you to everyone who's joined us here tonight once again on both the V8 Vets channel and the Infinity Broadcasting channel as well. We want to give a big shout out, of course, to this series sponsors, Racekraft Simulations, the title sponsors, Logitech G as well, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Play One Sim Gear, Nova Sim Sports, Südspeed Gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars for the Driver of the Day award. This week it has gone the way of Pete Baxter. Next week it could go to you. Next time out, we will be going racing at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for Mexico City at the National Circuit. So it's going to be a fun time on the road for us next time out to experience Mexico for the very first time here in the Veterans. If you're watching on the Infinity Broadcasting channel, hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel. Next coming up on your docket on that channel over there, Monday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. We go racing with VRS Porsche Cup Series action. Myself and Brett O'Brien in the booth for that, as we'll be going racing out at Autodromo Internacional Algarve for Portimao in the next round of that season. And then starting on Friday night, the playoffs for the Rod Knott Cup begins as we go racing out at Texas Motor Speedway once again. The top 10 had their points reset. We'll knock 3 out before we head out to round 2 of the playoffs in 2 weeks' time. Please,
Burrito.
please. Burrito.
Nacho.
Nacho. Enchilada. And if you're watching on
Sorry,
the
I'm practicing for Mexico.
That's okay. If you're watching on the Vets channel as well, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 2, Split 3, and Split 4 action as well, as there's more and more action to come your way throughout this season from all 3 of those splits. Go and support Südspeed TV as well, and watch the live Split 1 action Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. as well, as you got Brock Caddy and David Haynes in the booth for that one over on SimSpeed. But I've been Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside. Appreciate your time, appreciate your efforts being here with us once again. See you guys next week out at Mexico City. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and for this time, gracias.
With lights screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, Turner Sunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the Vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Oh, you're so steel, but the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name in lights. Oh, with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Racekraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racekraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP SideNet to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racekraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.